Hey guys! So I'm hoping the quality looks somewhat better in this video just because I bought a camera, so even if it's a little bit better, I'll be happy with that. And as you might have guessed by the title of this video, I wanted to document my first commission. And at the moment I don't have a platform where I sell commissions or other products on. That is the big dream in the future, but I just wanted to create that as I grew as a channel, hopefully. But for now, I just acquired this commission through connections in real life. So I'm very grateful for this opportunity, and obviously as it's my first one, I still have a lot of things I need to work on, like setting prices especially. I hear a lot of artists struggle with this, and I do as well. I am really not sure what to charge, especially when it's someone you know, and that's something I'm gonna try and work out in this video as well. Now, this is the original image which I was allowed to share by the customer, and I always just use Sketchbook when it comes to editing. I'm pretty basic with it. I don't use any fancy apps. Basically, this is the original image, and the way I edited it is I got rid of the person in the back. I slightly twisted his body, the customer's, as he wanted, and I changed Iceland to Brixton, which was in the original photo, but I cropped it down to be landscape so you couldn't see it. And well, this was my personal choice to add some posters, but they were happy with that. For me personally, when it comes to my artwork, I love experimenting and doing like fun, weird things. I guess is the best way to describe it. And this picture is pretty standard. They didn't want anything on it, they just wanted it as is. And that's fine by me. I don't really want to be particularly picky when it comes to commissioning. So this right here is gonna be my workspace right by my bed, and this is the size that he wanted, which will not be too hard. Luckily, it's not a huge piece, just because I am so busy with other artwork as well. I don't want to overwork myself, so it actually ended up being perfect that way. And of course, it's a shame that I don't get to really incorporate anything my own which is unique into it. I'm using this as an opportunity to learn how business works and how basically an interaction with a customer that I don't know would work. Also, you have to ignore my outfit because this is my comfortable at-home painting outfit. It's cold, it's murky outside. This is not the day for dressing up cute. And here we start the voiceover. Yay! I love this part because I don't actually have to show my face and I can just relax. Even looking back at those clips before this, I really feel like it doesn't show who I am. It doesn't represent who I am. I feel like I seem so shy. Maybe because I'm just not used to being on camera just yet, but we're gonna get there. As you can see, I'm showing my brush strokes here, and there's a lot of precision and skill behind this. No, yeah, I hate starting a picture. I always complain about art. That's the thing, is I'll start doing the base colors, and then I'll be like, oh, if I was doing details right now, it'd be so fun. But then if I was doing details, I'd be like, oh, it'd be so fun doing base colors right now, you know, not having to worry about all of this. So I'm always gonna end up complaining basically, but we still love it. We still love it. Yeah, so I'm blocking out the base colors just because I hate a big empty canvas, and after I do that, we'll start doing the details. So now, if you're wondering why we skipped a few chapters, a few steps in the process, I'm still getting used to my camera, and it died, and it caused the footage to get corrupt. This happened about 4 times during this recording, I think, but I'll keep in mind for next time, obviously, so I had to learn the hard way. but I just put down base colors, which took me about an hour, which is usually longer than what I spend, but that is £10 for the cost of the painting so far, because I'm charging £10 an hour, which is pretty standard in my country and for my age group. And also with the cost of the canvas, that would be another £10, making the total £20 so far. And I'll have to just factor in when I lose footage into hours. So it's day 2, I just woke up, so excuse the look, but I've left this commission for way too long. It's been like 2 weeks since I started, just because I got so caught up in school and another video that I'm making that it's got too hectic. But today, we're getting on it, we're getting on the grind. So first thing in the morning, and we're getting to painting. So yeah, here I'm about 2 hours into the painting process, so that's £20 added on, total £30. And I was pretty happy. I feel like there are definitely a few outstanding features that I was struggling with. The teeth, the eyes, and they were almost standing like in order of how difficult it was to draw them. The first one was easy, middle one was in the middle, and the third one was hard. And I don't know why. Some people's facial features are just a lot harder to capture, I guess, than others. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's just a me thing, but yeah. So along with the teeth, especially that I was having problems with, I actually couldn't figure out how to do this text. It didn't seem big enough or like obvious enough. They specified that they wanted Brixton to be in the picture, so I knew I wanted it to somewhat stand out, but in a subtle way. Anyway, I just ended up like changing the letter sizing and hoping that that would be kind of subtle but obvious enough. And I also tinted the windows a bit more white just because the detailing in the background, I was never a background person, so I just wanted it to look like a window. Now, when it comes to painting the sides of the picture, I know a lot of people do black for the edges. For me personally, I just like continuing the image onto the sides. So here I'm just like trying my best to color match it, but even if it's not perfect, not a lot of people pay attention to the sides anyway. And yeah, it just gives it a bit of an effect like it's wrapping around the frame. I think it's just a nice detail. I usually end up doing that for like all my paintings. And here I was starting to be happy with how it's looking. Of course, I still think it has a style to it. I'm not sure what I would call it. I wouldn't go to say it's realistic. I think it definitely has something defining it from being realistic. But it looks like them, and I'm happy with it, and I think it got that unique essence that I wanted, so that's okay with me. Of course, I wish I would have done a bit more for the background, but I do really struggle with backgrounds. But yeah, I glazed it in my corridor because the fumes were crazy, and I let it dry for 24 hours, did a second layer, let it dry for another 24 hours, and I'll show you the final shots of it post glaze. And this is the final outcome. Gotta let it focus. There you go. A rough size comparison next to me. So quite hefty. I can't remember the exact measurements, so I'll put them up on screen somewhere. But overall, I'm really happy with how it went. I still wouldn't even call this realistic. I would say it has a bit of a style to it. And now all that's left is to package it up and send it to my first commissioner. So fun. I wanted my first order to feel somewhat fancy, so I started making like a custom sized box. I just roughly cut it out and then I was like, oh, I'll just refine it afterwards. And I am so bad with specific stuff. I like being free and messy, you know, when it comes to numbers and all that. I hate it. I hate it. So this box was a bit crooked, but it did the job. It will get it delivered, and that's okay. If this was like a customer from elsewhere, maybe I would just buy a box, because it did take me like 2 hours to make this box, and I feel like I'm saying box a lot. You get the point. I made a box. Yeah.